I expected the worst. I expected trash, bugs, unstable servers, and terrible decisions. I barely even expected a scoreboard on release. After the shit show that was 2042, I thought Battlefield was destined to go down a dark route. I thought EA dug their claws too deep into the franchise and there was no going back. But now, we're getting Arab money, and Dice and the rest of the gang had totally different plans. There must have been some type of realization, a light bulb clicked somewhere, that if there was a bad Battlefield game again, it might have been over. They needed the win. They learned from the mistakes of 2042. They've taken the community's feedback, and here we are, finally, with Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 is the perfect case of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They went back to the basics of what made this game fun and improved it from there. Just a FYI, I started playing in Battlefield 3. So to me, this is very much back to the basics. I can't really speak on the games before that, so don't bite me now. I'm not an old man. Anyway, multiplayer games, especially FPS shooters, have been feeling a bit stale lately. I've just been bored until now. This is what I've been wanting with Battlefield, and I need to talk about it. So skipping the campaign and jumping headfirst into the multiplayer like a real OG, the gunplay. Oh baby. Every gun feels so good to use. They all feel equally as powerful, even the starting weapons. Thank God. I can't stand when the starting weapons in multiplayer games are just weak. But here, I'm still using the starter SMG just because of how good it is with all the attachments. I mean, come on, I'm beaming on the motherfuckers. And I'm loving every moment. All of the guns so far seem to be viable options, and they're all overall just fun to use. This combined with the new kinesthetic movement system, kinesthetic, the new movement system, you know what I mean. It just makes gunplay the most fun I've had in Battlefield ever. They didn't overdo this new movement system either. Yeah, you could slide and dive now, but it doesn't feel like it could be abused. It feels more tactical. What I mean is you're not gonna get drop shotted or having motherfuckers dolphin dive throughout the whole map. You can instead dive into cover away from unexpected shots, or slide into safety behind a barrier and mount your gun onto an edge for less recoil. There's just a seamlessness of movement into shooting that I feel like Battlefield really needed, but they do still have some tweaks they need to do. I'm not sure if everyone's getting this glitch, but running around, if there's a low wall or a rock, it'll just fling my ass to the moon. Like, what the fuck? Are y'all getting this too, or is it just me? But anyway, this new movement system, it enhances the gunplay for me, and it just makes you feel pretty badass when you're able to outplay somebody that gets the drop on you. Fuck, even a whole group that gets a drop on you. And feeling badass is the core to this franchise. Something in which 2042 completely shit the bed on. Which a lot of it I feel is because of the 128 players they allowed in a match, and the poor map design that it brought with it. Even though there was double the amount of players, the maps just felt way too empty, and the maps were way too big. But now we're back with 64 players and the maps are 100 times better. They feel just big enough, with a ton of destruction, and a good mix to long-range combat to intense close-range fights. This is where the feeling of badass comes into play. Now that the map fits the 64 players, there's a good range of open areas and more urban zones that have a bunch of buildings or cover. Being able to obliterate a building full of enemies with a tank and watching it crumble while you get all the kills from everybody inside, it's just so fun. Or when a squad mate dies out in the open, so you run through all the gunfire, tank shells, and explosions to drag his ass behind cover and get him back into the fight. It makes you feel like a goddamn hero. I wish people would subscribe to me as fast as I do trying to save my squad mates. Did it work? Okay. Maybe you got a good old RPG and that attack helicopter keeps flying a little bit too low. So you finally take that shot, clip his tail, and he spins out of control, exploding into a building, leveling that building too. Like, come on, this is literally what the game is all about. These cinematic ass moments happen in every single match you play. I swear I haven't had a match yet where some crazy shit hasn't happened. You're literally playing inside of a cutscene. It's wild. What's even more wild though is the audio. The immersion has me feeling like a war vet about to head back to Afghanistan on my 4th tour. It is just so ridiculously good. And I'm not gonna lie, I never knew war tapes audio was a thing in Battlefield. Papa missed that one. For those of you that weren't ordained in the war tapes audio like me, do yourself a favor and go into those audio settings and flip that thing to war tapes val. You'll be blessed. The audio is immaculate. In my opinion, it steps up the game to a whole nother level. The guns feel more aggressive, the hisses from the jets and helicopters flying overhead, the explosions from the tanks more pounding. It damn near got me ducking back and forth in my seat thinking I might get hit. It really puts other shooters to shame in regards to the audio, especially going to another game or just turning it on for the first time. It just puts you into the game. It's complete immersion. Battlefield is my favorite shooter, but I was getting fed up with the recent entries, especially 2042. I don't want to even have its name in my mouth. But they hit it out the park with Battlefield 6. This is exactly what I was looking for in this franchise. Even the launch was great. When's the last time Battlefield had a good launch? I didn't even think that was possible, but hey, they did it. I didn't have any issues on launch, and I didn't see anybody else complaining about it either. I mean, shit, when's the last time a AAA multiplayer game even had a good launch? I'm extremely happy with the way Battlefield 6 turned out, and I needed to talk about it. I made a previous video talking about this, and I was very skeptical with how this launch was going to be, especially in regards to the performance and just overall future of Battlefield. But all my suspicions were proven wrong. Thank God. Oh, is that the light? But again, they knocked it out the park. EA even said that there's not going to be any paid DLC. Like, huh? EA said that? Since the fuck when? I'm telling you. Just like Buster said, they getting A-Rab money now. Anyways, let me know how you feel about the entry. Is this everything that you were looking for? Do you think it's lacking? Do you even give a fuck? But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe.
Subscribe.